everybody. This is Michelle with Creative Operation and Country Craft Creations, and today we're going to be doing our Handmade for Christmas YouTube hop, and I am very excited to be here today. We're going to go through some information and a walkthrough of the project, then we're going to do the tutorial, and then at the end of the tutorial I'm going to show you some kind of bonus projects and stuff that I did with the scraps left over from making this project. So let's talk about a couple things. So there's going to be a bunch of us designers doing this YouTube hop. So I have all the links for the designers down below in my description. And if you would, please go to their channels and watch the videos, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And if you so choose, hit that notification button so that you're always alerted to when we come up with the tutorial for you. Our designers are amazing, and I'm just so blessed to be a part of this group. I am just so excited to be able to even share, you know, the exclusive papers. I mean, what an honor to be able to do that. There's several different Christmas themes, but there's so many new exclusive papers out right now, and there's a whole bunch coming. So please go to Country Craft Creations at countrycraftcreations.com and check it out. It's really cool. So I received this, and I received a Halloween collection that I did a walkthrough, on, and I have the link down below in the description. I also will have all the links to all the designers participating in this hop. And then I'm also going to have a list of rules for a contest that's happening. So there are going to be some winners, lucky winners that will be chosen, and the rules and regulations will be down in the description for this video. So please do go and read through that. I won't go through that on video time. You can go ahead and read that in the description for the video. And all of the other designers will also have the information as well. So without further ado, let's talk about this project, and then we're going to hit the tutorial. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to show you what I did with the scraps left over from this project, okay? So this project here is a ornament. I really wanted to do an ornament. I did an ornament last year, and it turned out really awesome, and I think that you know, it was just super cute. And so I wanted to do an ornament again today. And what I'm kind of famous for these explosion boxes now. I've been doing a lot of them, and I keep coming up with new ideas. Well, here's another new idea, but this does not use the explosion board. I did my own measurements, so you can use your own conventional scoreboard. You do not need the explosion board for this, so don't panic. But what this is a 3x3 box that will hang on your tree, and it has a magnet closure in there that's going to keep all of this nice and tidy. So not only is it a beautiful ornament that looks like a gift, okay, and look at the papers in the collection with the presents on it. I mean, adorable. And then so not only does it look like a gift, but it is a gift, because if you keep it or give it away, either way, you're going to have a photo album. So it opens up. There's two boxes on the inside. So there's the one on the outside and then the one on the inside. So two boxes total, I should say. And when you open this up, there's going to be opportunity for a photo album. Okay, so you can put 8 pictures here on these photo mats. Now I use the pearl sheen white paper. I don't know if you can see that on the video, but it's really nice and shiny and sparkly, because Christmas is nice and shiny and sparkly. I also had this cute little tree and a Santa Claus that I put in the middle of it. So you can put something dimensional in the bottom of this as a you know, kind of a wow factor. You don't have to if you don't want to. You can add another photo mat there if you so chose. But then it just folds up into this cute little box. And look at this paper. Let me get this closed up here. So we've got Santa Claus here, and then right here we've got this adorable little puppy in the stocking. I mean, how cute is he, right? So this is, because I make a lot of explosion boxes, I mean, I had to do it, right? And this hangs on your tree. It's 3x3, so it's about the size of a a ball ornament that you can buy for your tree. I have those on my tree, and I just thought that this was the perfect size to do it. You can put pictures on the inside here. If you've watched any of my other videos, you can do any amount of things to this to make it into more of a photo album. You could put belly bands, pockets, all kinds of different stuff on here. But I wanted to kind of go simple on this one. And it's held together. This one does not have a magnet, but there are magnets in the lid and on here. And I'll show you how to put that together so that when it's all boxed up, your ornament can hang on the tree. And then you can either, I'll talk to you through the tutorial how to use this, either just use a loop, or you can go and buy ornament hangers and put it through the loop so that you can hang it on your tree. So this is my project. I'm probably going to add some more, maybe some flowers or something like that. I have some really cute little poinsettias. Let me grab some of those. I'll show you that really quick. Maybe put some poinsettias on there. It would be so pretty. So maybe a cluster. Look how gorgeous that is. You could do all kinds of different decorating for this, but I just wanted to go through this walkthrough. Let's do the tutorial, and then I'll show you some extra projects that you can make at the end of this video. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to dive right into the tutorial, and for the outer box, we're going to create our lid and our base. And you're going to need one piece of paper for the box that's 9 by 9, and you will need one piece for the outer lid that's 6 1/4 by 6 1/4. We're using our regular conventional scoreboard, and we're going to put them in the scoreboard here. And for the 9 by 9 box, or 9 by 9 cardstock, we're going to score at 3 and at 6, and then we'll turn it again and score it at 3 and at 6. This is going to give us a 3 by 3 cube, and that's roughly the size of, you know, like an ornament ball that you would buy for your tree. So I was thinking that would be the perfect size to do it. And then for your lid, we're going to have a 6 1/4 by 6 1/4 inch square, and you're going to put it in your scoreboard. You're going to score it 1 1/2 and 4 3/4, and then turn, and then do 1 1/2 and 4 3/4. All right. So because of the magnet, we're going to do a few things that are a little bit different. We're also going to, instead of doing like the heart sides that I have done in the past, we're going to do a simple octagon shape. So basically what you're going to need is a straight edge and a knife. And we're just going to put this down, and on all 4 corners, we're just going to cut the corners off. So I'm just going to simply line up my straight edge corner to corner and take those off. Okay, all 4 corners. All right, so here we go. All 4 corners. Okay, so these are ready to go. All right, so then grab your scoreboard again, and then what you're going to do is this diagonal cut edge. So all of these edges, we're going to put it in our scoreboard, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up so that, like I have my 6, I have that pink Sharpie mark here. I'm going to line that up so that it is in the middle. And so on either side on my scoreboard, there's a center here. I'm going to line it up so the point is at 2 1/8 on both sides, and that should line this up right in the middle. And then I'm going to take my scoring tool and just score right down the middle. And then because I have my scoreboard with the 6, the center line marked with my Sharpie, I can just go up from the bottom and do the same thing. And we're just going to go to the corner. Okay, so then I'm going to turn this around and do the same thing. So I'm going to line up those points again of that triangle to the 2 1/8 mark. So if you don't have a center on here, the 6 would be in the middle, and I guess this would be 3 7/8, and this would be 8 1/8. And then I'm just going to simply draw that diagonal with my scoring tool down to the point there, and then up from the bottom. Okay, That's how we can get our diagonals using our conventional scoreboard. And then let's go ahead and fold and burnish everything. And then we'll do our corners. And then the next thing we're going to do is put pattern paper on the inside, and then we're going to do a little work on the outside, getting our magnets set. So once you get the 4 sides burnished, then just fold it over, and that diagonal will fold it back on itself. And then we're going to make sure that the corners of our box match, okay? And then we'll go ahead and use our bone folder and burnish that diagonal score, okay? This is gonna enclose the box. We're just gonna make sure that everything lines up nice. Use our finger in the inside of the box, and then use our bone folder to finish it up, okay? So do that to all 4 sides. All right, just like that. And then there we go, okay. All right, so we have the inside, outside of the box, so the inside is here. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead, that's not it. We're gonna go ahead and put the pattern papers on the inside, and I have these already cut out. That's for the outside. So I have them already ready to go. Well, let's talk about how to cover the triangles. Now we're gonna cover the triangles on the inside, but I'm not going to do it on the outside, because when the box is closed, it'll be on the inside and you won't really see it anyway. So we're not gonna do that. What you're going to need are some squares. You'll need 4 squares that are 1 7/8 by 1 7/8, and then you're just going to cut them at the diagonal, okay? So just grab your cutter here, your trimmer, and I'm going to line up the points in the channel where the blade's going to go, and then just cut them into a triangle. Okay, so again, this was a 1 7/8 by 1 7/8 inch square, and we're just going to cut it at the diagonal, and then that will give us the triangles that we need to cover those, okay? So I did ink all my papers, so I'm going to do that really quick, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paper the entire inside of this box. And then we're going to set the magnets on the outside of the box. Or actually, we're going to make the lid, and then we're going to set the magnets. But we're going to do this part first, because once the magnets get on the outside, it'll be a little bit lumpy, and I just want to put the papers on now. So I'm going to do that, and then I will be back in just a second, and you can see all the papers on, and then we'll do the next step. Okay. So I have the inside of my box papered, and I used the beautiful papers with the little girls and the Christmas ornaments, and I just thought they were just super cute. I mean, just absolutely adorable. When the box folds up, it's going to, you know, go like that. So, I mean, just super pretty. I love this paper. I just love this paper. So let's do the lid now. We're going to put this to the side. We haven't done anything with the back yet. So let's go to the lid. And we already have scored it, so then we're going to do the pinwheel cuts. And if you've seen any of my explosion box videos, I do this on pretty much every single lid. So when I talk about pinwheel, I just do the cut up the side, and then I create tabs with the squares in the corners, and then I turn it and do it again. So they're all kind of going different directions, and that way when you put the box lid together, then each side has a little bit of reinforcement on it. So it's kind of nice. So I'm just doing a little bit of tab there. And last one, we're going to do that. So you cut straight up the side and then do the little wedge out there for the tab. Okay, so then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put pattern paper on the outside of our lid. So we'll get that part ready to go. The magnet's going to go on the inside. So the outside of my lid, I have my papers all taken care of here. So this is 3 1/8 by 3 1/8, and then this is 3 1/8 by 3/8. So the lid is half as deep as the box. So the box is 3 inches deep. The lid is 1.5 inches deep. Okay, I've already pre-inked my edges. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll be back, and then we will set our magnets and finish this outer box. Okay, I have the papers on the outside of my lid. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set magnets, and we're going to do it like on the front and the back. So if you can imagine the lid being put together, the pattern paper on the top has a direction on it. So this is going to be the front, and this is going to be the back. Now, when I have my box here, we have the same thing. So if you look at the direction of the paper, I'm going to call this one the back, and this one the front. I'm going to have the girls kind of on the two ends, okay? The only reason that kind of really matters is that it's going to be helpful when you put the box together, but you'll be able to figure it out because the magnets, if they don't match up, they're not going to catch. So anyway, that's just what I'm going to do. If you're using non-directional papers or whatever, then, you know, that's not going to, it's going to be a little bit, I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but anyways, that's what I'm going to do. So there you go. Okay, so we're going to put the magnets on here and here, and I'm just going to grab a pencil just to, I'll just put an M there, and then I'll put an M here and here, just so that we know. Okay, so what I'm going to try and do is get this absolutely centered as centered as possible. So that way, if for whatever reason you put the box in and it gets twisted around, hopefully everything will line up. So I'm just going to draw an X like right in the middle of this edge here. And then I'm going to do it right here. We should make bigger lines so that the circle of the magnet goes through. I'm using basic gray magnets that I got from Country Craft Creations, and they are phenomenal and very strong. This project is going actually to be, you'll be quite surprised, or at least I was, when I put it all together, how heavy it was and how well the magnets held it together. So so then just grab your magnet here, and we're going to try and get it right in the center, as absolutely centered as possible here. And I'm going to stick to it as well. Okay. So just trying to get it as centered as absolutely possible. Now, yeah, okay, there we go. Okay, so now that our magnets are set, what we're going to do is take the tape off of one, and then we're going to grab our box. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and center that. Now the box sides will be, you know, a little bit smaller than the lid. That's what we want. So then I'm just going to place it so that the magnet side that I want to put the magnet on is right at that, and I'm going to fold that over, and I'm just going to set my magnet just like that. And then I'm going to move this over. I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm just centering it. There's about 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to turn it so I can see it a little bit better. There's about 1/8 of an inch between the side of the box lid and the score of the side of the box, okay? And that's all I'm going to do to set this, okay? Make sure that's nice and tight. Hopefully that's nice and centered. Perfect. Okay, so then what we're going to do for the lid is, this is something that I have been doing lately because the magnets, when the paper kind of forms around the magnet, it drives me a little bit crazy. A little bit of my OCD showing. So I'm using some kind of wide 1-inch tape that I have, and then I'm putting it over the magnet. And then the other thing that I'm doing is I'm taking a piece of very lightweight kind of scrap paper and putting it over it. And then that's going to kind of help camouflage my magnet for me a little bit. It's just something that I have been doing. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. but it seems to kind of help with the paper, pattern paper kind of being over top of your magnets. Okay, so now that we've done that, I'm glad I caught myself on that one because I really needed to do this first. So don't put the pattern paper on your lid yet. We're gonna make another X here. We're going to put our ruler down our straight edge, and we're gonna put an X marks the spot right in the center of the lid. And then we're going to punch a hole to put our ribbon. Okay, so there's the X right there. And then I'm gonna grab my, what am I gonna grab here? My Big Bite. I'm gonna grab my Big Bite. Now you could also punch a hole with your, you know, just an awl if you want to. I'm gonna do an 1/8 inch hole because I don't want it to be too big on the outside, and I'm just gonna go down and punch that out. Okay, so now we got a hole in the top of our box. Sorry about that, guys. And then I have a piece of seam binding that I purchased from Country Craft Creations, and we're just going to put that in the hole for a loop for our hanger. Now, you don't have to, if I can get it in there, you don't have to use, you know, an ornament hanger if you don't want to. You can just use this loop. So if you just use a long enough piece in here, then oh, come on, Michelle, you can do it. I know you can. Okay, there we go. Almost. There we go. Okay, so you can leave it as long as you want, and then you can actually use that loop to hang your ornament on your tree. But if you want to use an ornament hook, which I'm going to do because I think I just want to, I found these really cute ones at Hobby Lobby, and so you're just going to be able to loop it through there, and then that's how you're going to hang your ornament on your tree. So either way you want to do it is fine, doesn't matter. So I'm just going to put it in here, and because I'm using the hanger, I want to make sure that if you look at the lid, this is the direction, and I want the loop going so that the actual hole of the loop is going this way, so that my hook will hang the right way for hanging it on the tree. Okay, so after all that's said and done, then we go ahead and do this, and then grab your score tape, and I'm just going to go ahead and use this right here. Just get a couple pieces because I want to secure it to the top of the lid. I was happy with the placement, and so I'm just going to push that down like so. If you wanted to do a bigger hole, the 3/16 inch hole, and then set an eyelet, you could totally do that too, however you want to do it. And trim off those ends. Okay, so now you have your ornament loop right there at the top, okay, coming out. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to cover our inside of our box with the pattern paper. Yikes, almost messed that up, didn't I? Okay, so I'm going to put that down. Good thing I caught it. Art glitter glue dries fast, but it does give you a second just in case you have something like that happen and you want to fix it. So that's awesome. Okay, so now that's covered up. Everything's secure, our loop is secure, everything's great. Okay, so then let's make the sides of the box. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. And we're going to do that now. Because of the magnet, I think what I'm going to do, because it's covering up the magnet a little bit, the tabs that are going to go over onto the magnet side, I'm going to trim those just about halfway, okay? Just like that, so then that way there's not that extra piece of cardstock over top of my magnet, okay? It's still going to give us way more than enough tab to create the sides, okay? So we're just gonna glue that together. Okay, and then we'll follow along. Now we didn't have to trim the other ones because they're not going on a side with a magnet. All right, there we go. Here's our little half tab here. There we go. We already put an extra piece of paper over top of our oh, see, now I do this all the time, and I remind you guys not to do it, and then I still do it. Make sure when you're gluing these last tabs that you have the last one to the inside of your lid so that you can not pull it apart. All right. There we go. Okay, so there's our lid. Now all we have to do is put pattern paper on the inside. So all we're gonna do is just do that. I'm gonna put the glue on and do that and cover all the inside sides, and then I'll be right back. So the lid is papered. So we've got the pattern paper on the inside and the outside of the lid. And then I went ahead and did the outside of the outer box. Now remember, we're not going to do the triangles because when the box is folded, they're just going to be hidden anyway. So we're not going to do that. And then on the magnets, I did the same thing. I layered score tape, and then I put that small piece of scrap cardstock on top. And then we're just going to cover that with pattern paper. And then our outer box will be done. So we'll just do that, and then the outer box will be done. And let me show you my extra glues. All right. Okay. And our magnet covered. All right, so the outer box is covered, the inside box is covered, and when we fold this up, then the outer lid will go on, and that will secure the lid to your box. And check it out, it's not going to come out. So this is how it's going to look. Super cute. I think it's going to be adorable. So let's put this aside. Let's look at the inner box now. The inner box, the lid is going to be, let's see, we'll do the lid. There's the lid, here's the box. We've got our paper here. So the paper here for, oh, excuse me, this is not my score. I'm sorry, guys. All right, so get your scoreboard, the inner box. You need one piece that's 7.5 by 7.5. And we're going to score at 2.5 and at 5. And then we're going to turn it, score again, 2.5 and at 5. It's going to give you a 2.5 by 2.5 box. And then the lid, you're going to need a piece that's 1 5/8 by 1 5/8. And we're going to put it in the scoreboard, and we're going to score at 1 1/4 and at 3 7/8. All right. 1 1/4 and 3 7/8. It's going to give us a 1 1/4 inch deep lid on here. This is going to be 2.5, so 1 1/4 is halfway, so that's why I did it that way. So then for the box, what we're going to do is we're going to make it so that there's an inside that has a page that opens up. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to do pinwheel cuts. We're going to cut straight up. We're going to cut the score line out, which is going to help our little album fold nicer. So we're going to just take just a little wee bit out of there, but it's basically taking the score out. And then you're going to pinwheel it. And sorry, I'm holding it funny so I can see what I'm doing here, because the light, the shadows are reflecting, and it's making it hard for me to see. Okay, take just a wee bit out. And you'll notice I'm taking the wee bit out on the kind of outer square, leaving the inside square, which will be the box sides. So these kind of more uniform, I guess. Cut that up, and then we'll cut the score out. And I got that one a little bit crooked over here. There we go. And one more. So turn, I'm cutting straight up, cutting that score line out. So it'll just be just a fraction of a piece out. Like so. Okay. All right. So we've got all our little slivers here. Let's get those out of the way. And then we'll fold and burnish. Like so. Okay. So on the inside, this is going to be the inside. What these are going to do is these are going to fold over and create little booklets for photos. So this is not only an ornament, but you can put photos in here and remember, you know, take a couple really awesome little photos and put them in here. Remember your Christmas forever. So inside of the box, we'll have little pages. Outside of the box, we're going to cover just the 4 sides. So I have my pattern paper here for this. And we're going to use this really pretty green. I just love these papers. I mean, can you, like, seriously? I love these papers. And then at the end of this video, I am going to show you what I did with the leftovers. So as I'm doing this, let's talk about a few things. So I used, for one box ornament, one gift box ornament, I used 3 pieces of red artisan cardstock, and I used like half of a sheet, so like a 6x12 piece of a photo mat cardstock. Now I use the pearl sheen white paper, so it has a little bit of glimmer to it. Christmas is sparkly, so I wanted the sparkle, and that's what we're going to do with the photo mats on the inside of this. So altogether you need 3 sheets. I used 3 sheets of red artisan cardstock and half a sheet of white, the pearl sheen white, for photo mats. All right, and then for pattern paper, I used 4 sheets total of the paper Christmas Cheer, exclusively available at Country Craft Creations, countrycraftcreations.com. And I have, of course, a ton left over. So this is my project for the hop, but I have enough left over. I'm going to make one awesome, at least one more really awesome project. I'm going to make an album out of it. Okay, so then on the inside, what we're going to do is put pattern paper on the outside pieces, but then on the inside, we're going to put photo mats. Okay, so I'm just going to use photo mats on all of them. Okay, and I'll put pattern paper on all the other ones. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then I will be right back, and then we'll talk about the next step. So I have the pattern papers on my next box, and when you open it up, there's going to be 8 photo mats. So really you can put, you could make one of these like for every year and put some pictures in there, and that would be a really super cute keepsake. And then when it folds up, it'll just fold up like so. Okay, so let's do the lid for this box. So we already scored it, so we're just going to do the pinwheel thing again. Now this one does not need magnets because it's going to be on the inside of the box. We're just going to make a regular box lid for this. So we're just going to cut up the corners and do our tabs in the pinwheel fashion. And then we'll put pattern paper on the outside. Ooh, I didn't cut that very straight at all. Okay. Okay. So there's our box lid all ready to go. And then we'll go ahead and put the pattern papers on there. You'll need to have a couple pieces that are 2.5 by 2.5 for the lid. And then you'll need pieces that are 2.5 by 1 1/8 to cover the sides. Let's get that out of the way. So I'm going to do this, cover the outside first, and you can cover all of the outside. My desk is a mess. Now you can see, I love this paper with all the little candy cane and the peppermint swirlies on there. And so when I saw this at Hobby Lobby, I was like, yeah, this is going to be the perfect paper to do this box and use that ornament hook for it. Now, I've been making ornaments for several years and have been taking them to a craft fair where I work, and they go like hotcakes. And I'm going to show you at the end of this video what I've done with the scraps from this actual project, and which is kind of similar to what I have been making in the past, and we'll talk through how to do it. Super simple. But I'm going to be adding this to my catalog here because this just turned out too super cute. And then I will show you, if you want to see, the prototype one that I did using papers that I used for from last year's project. I had enough left over where I was able to do my prototype with that. So last year when I did the Christmas hop, I did some ornaments that were not only like a photo frame, but also like a little mini album that you could hang on the tree or use for presents as a tag. And I had leftovers from that, so then I used that to kind of work out this design, and it worked out really well, so I'll show you that too. So then I'm just going to cover this. Is this paper not yummy or what? Oh my gosh, I just love it. I absolutely love it. Oh, not yet, not yet. Ah! I got to do the tabs first. Good gravy. I'm getting ahead of myself. I didn't get much sleep last night either, so that's not helping. My dog woke me up, and then I couldn't get back to sleep for a really long time. And then I got up early, and before the glue gets dry on that piece here, I'm going to stick that down. There. There. Crisis averted, as they say. Okay. We'll finish. We'll tuck that tab in this time so I don't pull it out. And I like the way that this album or this ornament works out too, because you can leave the lid, you know, kind of hanging on the tree. You don't necessarily have to take the whole thing off of the tree in order to look at the album. So that's kind of cool too. And I just think that this is just really super cute. All right, let's finish putting these in, and then we can put this together, and then we're done, ladies and gentlemen. So this is a pretty fun project, and it actually does work up pretty fast. So Sorry, I don't feel like I'm being very chatty today. I'm sorry about that. A lot of silence. I should have Christmas music in the background, but I'd probably get in trouble with YouTube if I did. Right? Oy. Okay. Pretty excited for the holidays to come. My favorite holiday of all is Halloween, and I just really love it, and I'm just hoping that COVID doesn't wreck it again. But it's not shutting down here, but we are having record numbers of cases and lots of young people in the hospital now, and lots of hospital beds being filled up, and it's not doing well. Okay, so there's that. Now, let's get some of this stuff out of the way here real quick, and then let's put it together. Okay, so we have our big box, okay, with the magnet closure already done. So let's open that up. So we're going to take this guy here and we're just going to glue it down, and we're going to center it. You know, I'm just going to kind of eyeball it, but what I usually do is I kind of lay it down and kind of get an idea of like how much corner is sticking out. You see the little corner from the bottom of the big box, okay? So this will show some paper. That's why I put the paper on there, because the box is a wee bit, you know, smaller than, like if you were going to use an explosion board, I probably wouldn't do it because there's not much room in between layers. But because this isn't using the explosion board, I'm using my own measurements on this. There's a little bit more showing, so I wanted to make sure that I put some paper on there so that you could see a little bit of it peeking out from underneath the box. Okay, and then I'm just going to go around and make sure there's no glue seeping out of the sides. Okay. All right, so there's that. Okay, now, the other thing that I'm going to do is I saw these and I picked these up, and I have a whole bin of ornament making stuff, and whenever I see really cute little items like this, I pick them up because they work really well on all kinds of different ornaments and things like that. So I found this cute little Santa and this cute little tree, and what we're going to do is we're going to glue them right in the bottom. So that'll be kind of a cute little surprise as well when you open up this little album, and then you'll have this cute little, I just thought they matched really perfect. Now, you don't have to, you know, of course, do anything like this. What you can do is you can put another picture down there. You could put, if you're going to give this little album as a, like a little present with something, you could put a little present in here. You know, some sort of a little goodie, maybe some candy or whatever. But I just think that's really cute when you open it up. Now we're going to see Santa Claus and the tree. So we're going to have to let that dry, obviously, but that's what we're doing with that. So then when we're ready, we just close up our album, okay, like so. And we'll put the first lid on, and then we'll close up this album here, this outer album. And we'll take our magnet there, and there you have it. And look at this. Even with all of that in there, it's still like not, it's going to stay. It's going to hold. So then let's get this back in here so we can hang up our present on the tree, and then we can decorate it and do all that stuff that we want to do. So there is the project. So I think it turned out really, really cute. The magnet is really going to hold this. You're not going to have to worry about it falling off the tree. When you take it off, you have opportunity for pictures here, and then you have opportunity for pictures here, and then you have this cute little diorama in the middle, if you will. So that is my project for the August handmade for Christmas, or homemade for Christmas, hop with Country Craft Creations. This is the design team package that I received, and it is exclusive with Country Craft Creations at countrycraftcreations.com. And let me show you the, I've already done a walkthrough video of this, so you can go back and check that out. But this is the packaging. I mean, this paper is absolutely stunning, and there's so many really cool things, and I am going to make an album out of this. I love the vintage feel and kind of the 50s retro vibe of the papers, and the colors are outstanding, I think. Lots of cut-aparts to play with. And let me show you, speaking of the cut-aparts, some ornaments that I made with the scraps from this project, okay? This only took 4 pieces of pattern paper, and I had some left over, so I want to show you what I did with them. Now, I was talking about how I make ornaments that I have taken to craft fairs where I work. And like I said, I have a bin full of things that I can, you know, kind of put together and piece together and make ornaments. Now, I'm obsessed with rosettes for Christmas ornaments, and I pretty much I make them almost all the time. But any of the places that you can go, you can find, you know, like ornaments. These are actually ornaments that are snowflakes. So this one's like a glittered snowflake. This one here is a silvered snowflake, and it's on, I don't know if you can see it really well, but it's on a wooden ornament shaped piece. And then this one is another wooden snowflake. You can, and I have done this too, use your Cricut or your Silhouette, cut out snowflakes. And this is kind of, I don't know, I guess my signature ornament, where I layer rosettes and snowflakes and some flowers and some beautiful images or something really pretty. And the cut-aparts to this collection were absolutely perfect. So I kind of did a theme with these, with the little elf with his martini here, and Santa asking if I've been naughty or nice, and then the cute little girl or little vintage lady with her ornament looking all very cute and everything. So I just layered them together and popped up these images with some pop dots, and I put the cut apart on some pattern paper, or not pattern paper, excuse me, cardstock, to map them, and then kind of bump them up a little bit with foam tape on top of the rosettes. And the rosettes are all made with scraps left over from the box project. I got all this stuff. So, you know, however you guys want to use your scraps, but I just thought this is perfect. So I love making these types of ornaments. I thought this ornament turned out absolutely amazing. I really wanted to do, because, you know, I guess I'm kind of like made a lot of explosion boxes, let's put it that way. So I just had to make one for Christmas this year, and I had to make one as an ornament you could put on your tree, right? So let me show you. I promised I would show you the one I did out of the pattern papers that I had last year, than when we did our Christmas hop. So it's done exactly the same with the colors, and I did have another Santa and a tree, so I put him in there. And then when this guy closes up, I had my lid like this, and then this closes up, and then I have my lid that goes on here, and I have another ornament hook here, so this is a different style. Put some stickers on here. This was a tag sticker, so I just put it around the loop of the ribbon and put another sticker on here, and then this was a sticker that I popped up with pop dots. So these are so much fun to make. I mean, seriously. And this one was all scraps. This was totally done with scraps that I had left over. I pretty much exhausted it. And then I'll show you just, again, some other ideas for your other ornaments. So I did that one, and oops, my hook's coming out of this one. Hang on just a second. I'll put that back in there. So I had this one. This one's a wooden sticker. This one was a rosette with the pattern paper with the stickers on top. Rosette with the sticker on it. So this is totally like with the cut aparts that come in this collection. You guys can make a bunch of ornaments with them, and I still have, like, of course, a ton left. I went ahead and fussy cut all of them out so I can make a ton of ornaments if I wanted to with this pattern paper. I want to make an album out of this paper so bad because I just love it. But anyway, here's another ornament. So these are just some ideas that you can use. I'm not really going to do a tutorial on these. I think everybody knows how to make a rosette. All of these were done with 1/4 inch scoring. So basically I just took a whole bunch of different items and layered them together with my leftover pattern paper, and look how cute they turn out. Throw a flower on there. You could put some bling. I had some extra seam binding, wrap that around there, and you've got yourself some really awesome ornaments. This one, I had this tassel. I don't even remember where I got this, and I thought, well, that's just perfect because the plaid matches the plaid and the paper just perfectly. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is my project for the hop. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you have any questions, let me know. And please don't forget to check out the other channels. We've got a list in the description of everybody that is involved in this Christmas hop, and we're all doing different projects. So please check out everybody's channel. If you haven't subscribed to them, please do. And if you want to, hit the notification button so that you're always notified when we all do tutorials. All of the designers for Country Craft Creations do tutorials very frequently, and we do all kinds of different things. We all have different styles, and the projects are always, the tutorials are for free. So visit everybody's channel for the hop. Don't forget about the contest, and please go to Country Craft Creations at countrycraftcreations.com and check out this and all the other exclusive papers that they have for you. Okay? Thanks for watching. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.